I don't want. Okay, I don't want us to have. I've told you where the vehicle is.
The truck was actually coming from Ring Road. It missed a step. So as it was trying to gather itself, it fell.
What we are witnessing these days, it is something we can no longer understand.
They should stop telling us and promising us all those promises are fake, giving us details of promises are fake. We don't want it anymore.
And now to the news headlines. The Edo State is set to host Maiden Cultural Carnival as organizers hold road show ahead of opening ceremony.
To the world, what we are made of. That's the purpose of this Maiden edition. Of course, from what you can see, you will believe that Edo is truly, truly blessed.
Edo State House of Assembly Special Committee commenced inspection of ongoing projects across the state.
As a house, the House of Assembly is here today to carry out its oversight function on every project going on in the states.
Edo State Parks and Gardens, in collaboration with Horticulturist Landscaping, flagged off tree planting in Benin.
Is to make sure Edo State is aesthetically beautiful.
A very good evening and thank you for joining us on Beetv Major News at 6. My name is Temitope Oluwafemi. And now to the news in details. The Edo State government, in partnership with Peak Red Denvers and Entertainment, has successfully organized a vibrant and energetic rehearsal rally as part of ongoing efforts to create widespread awareness and sensitization ahead of the maiden edition of the Edo State Carnival 2025, themed Our Culture, Our Pride. Beetv News senior reporter Best Orito has details.
The rally held as a precursor to the main carnival scheduled for 21st to 27th December 2025 showcased the rich cultural heritage of Edo State and reaffirmed the commitment of the state to promoting indigenous creativity, youth engagement, and community pride. The rally commenced at the Victor Waifo Creative Hub on Airport Road, a symbolic center for art and cultural innovation in the state. From the starting point, participants proceeded on a lively procession cycling round King Square, one of Benin City's iconic landmarks. Throughout the procession, the atmosphere was charged with high energy, excitement, and cultural vibrancy. Huge crowds gathered to watch, cheer, and participate, turning the streets into a lively display of unity and celebration. The event also saw the full participation of various youth brands who came out in large numbers, dressed in colorful attires. Their performances added color and spectacle to the rally, effectively drawing the attention of the public and building anticipation for the forthcoming carnival.
We are the people. Black is real.
The The rehearsal rally was strategically to create awareness and mobilize public interest ahead of the first ever Edo State Carnival. It was also used to sensitize residents on the cultural, social and economic importance of the carnival and offer a preview of what the main event will entail, especially in terms of cultural performances, artistic expression and youth inclusion. The main event, to be hosted at Gary Memorial College opposite the University of Benin Ekewa campus, promises to be both entertaining and educational. It will feature a wide range of indigenous presentation, including modeling, traditional and contemporary dance, spoken word performances, music, cultural exhibitions, and more. These activities are designed to celebrate Edo heritage, promote talent, and strengthen unity across communities. Special advisor to Governor Monday Okpebolo on protocol, Daniel Romusele, also known as Piccolo, who is also the Carnival's convener, said the maiden edition of the Edo Carnival is set to shine a global spotlight on the state's vibrant cultural heritage. He said the event will feature cultural parades, food festivals, seminars, pageantry, and a variety of activities celebrating the creativity and diversity of Edo people, and added that the Edo Carnival will open the state to fresh opportunities in tourism, commerce, and other sectors of economic growth.
Edo is very rich in culture, and this carnival is to showcase the rich cultural heritage of our dear state and to show to the world what we are made of. That's the purpose of this maiden edition. Of course, from what you can see, you will believe that Edo is truly, truly blessed. So this is just a dry run. This is going to tell you what we should be expecting on the 21st, which is the grand opening. And then we are going to be having this parade. We are going to also be having a cultural parade too as well. We have a lot of things to show to the world.
Speaking with newsmen after the procession, some youth brand members expressed optimism and pride in being part of the event. They noted that the carnival represents a unique opportunity to showcase Edo to the world, emphasizing that it will help project the state's cultural identity and reinforce the message that Nigeria is one. They also encouraged the general public not to miss the main carnival, stressing that the experience will be unforgettable, culturally enriching, and historically significant as the first edition.
What I felt for the event or the rally that we had today was very interesting. At least it was able to come out. We brought out a lot of advertisement that people were able to see, people were able to know, and my expectations is on that day is going to really make Edo wide and broad. People are going to see that Edo has finally come out.
This evening is all about Edo Carnival Dry Run and Rave Night. We are giving you guys a little bit of what to anticipate on the 21st of December to 24th of December. Edo people, you guys should come outside. Come out and participate in Edo Carnival, the maiden edition. Yeah. Don't miss it for anything.
Members of the organizing committee expressed deep satisfaction with the massive turnout despite the short preparation time for the rehearsal. They described the participation level as encouraging, historic, and a strong indication of the enthusiasm the public holds for the upcoming carnival. They further noted that the rally's success serves as a positive sign that the maiden edition of the Edo State Carnival will be groundbreaking and well attended.
Today we are at the dry run and the rave party. So we just did the dry run. We walked around the routes we'll be taking during the day of the carnival parade. So we are here for the rave party. So over here we're just going to be having fun, taking performance from our indigenous talent, music, hype, and a good vibe tonight. It's just a feel of what's going to happen during the carnival come on the 21st.
It's the dry run or the rehearsal for the carnival, Edo Carnival. So why you have to have this is because you have to get a feel of the route. Because on the parade day, we're going to be covering, I think, about 4-kilometer distance. And also sensitization, awareness. We want everybody to know that, okay, there's a group, or should I say festival of activities that are slated for the 21st to the 27th.
The rehearsal has set a strong foundation for what promises to be a landmark cultural celebration in Edo State. With its vibrant displays, enthusiastic participants, and overwhelming public response, the event has effectively heightened expectations for the Edo State Carnival 2025. As preparations intensify, the Edo State government and Peak Entertainment Rendezvous reaffirmed commitment to delivering a carnival that celebrates heritage, unites community, and positions Edo State as a cultural powerhouse in Nigeria. Best Orator reporting for BTV News.
A special ad hoc committee constituted by the Speaker of Edo State House of Assembly, Right Honorable Blessing Agbebaku, to monitor the Governor Monday Ukpaiwolo's projects in the state has commenced its inspection tour of the various projects. BTV News State House correspondent Osarogi Agwebo reports that the exercise is part of the lawmakers' oversight function of the executive arm of government towards ensuring transparency and accountability in project implementation. BTV News senior reporter Best Orator has details.
The Edo State House of Assembly Special Committee monitoring ongoing projects commenced its inspection tour, starting with the ongoing construction of the Ramat Park flyover bridge in Ikpoba Hill. As part of its oversight function, the committee led by the Speaker of the House, Right Honorable Blessing Agbebaku, carried out thorough assessment of the work done so far, including the inspection of the bridge itself. Speaking with journalists, the Speaker of the State House of Assembly, Right Honorable Blessing Agbebaku, said he constituted the committee to verify and assess the various projects in the state. He described the progress of work at the Ramat Park flyover bridge as encouraging and noted that they were impressed with the work and commended Governor Monday Ukpaiwolo for the laudable project.
As a house, the House of Assembly is here today to carry out its oversight function on every project going on in the states. The governor, who is the leader of the state, knows that we have the power to go around to actually know whether the projects that is being done in those states, the project is going on properly.
In the same vein, the chairman of the committee and member representing Esa North-East Constituency 1, Honorable Ade Isibo, said the committee is impressed with the job so far done by the contractor. He added that the House will continue to partner and support the governor to ensure every project he has embarked upon is completed.
Hence that the contractor was given. We are very happy, and we want to restate that every support that is possible that will be given to Mr. Governor to enable him to complete this project and other laudable projects. The House, like Mr. Speaker has said, will continue to partner with the executive.
The CCECC company site engineer Akinshola Usman spoke on the level of work done so far and stated that they are working diligently to meet up with the time frame and ensure the bridge is completed and open for public use.
By May to April, I think we'll be able to be ready for the public to be using. And by now we are working almost, even on Sunday, we do work to meet up with the time frame. Now we are casting the deck by section by section. So from one span to another span.
Members of the committee thereafter moved to Amide Secondary School, also in Ikpoba Hill, where they were taking on a guided tour of the school facilities, including the classroom, offices, and laboratory furnished with modern equipment.
Hope you are enjoying the new.
this lab here now, is it a chemistry lab or an introductory technology lab?
The principal of Amide Secondary School commended Governor Kwebulo for the transformation of the school, noting that students now learn in a conducive environment equipped with the latest technologies.
Even at this time, we cannot stay up to this time in the school. Otherwise, look what will come just come. When people walked in just now, I was in my office working. The next thing, some of my staff just rushed to my office. I thought it was the old day. My mind just went off.
Like what used to happen in the past.
So when I look at okay, visitors are here. That's why I have to come.
The Speaker, Edo State House of Assembly, Right Honorable Blessing Agbebaku, commended the overall transformation of the school, comparing it to its former state. He said they are satisfied with the project.
Amide Secondary School in Toba Hill, where the construction of the school is going on. With what we have seen here today as a special committee from the House that is carrying out oversight function on the various projects embarked on by the governor. I think I came here, I was here 3 years back. What I'm seeing here now is different from what was on ground before.
Other members of the committee who also monitored the projects were the Deputy Speaker of the House, Right Honorable Osamoyi Atu, member representing Oedo West Constituency, Honorable Richard Edosa, member representing Akoko Edo Constituency 1, Honorable Yekini Diaye, member representing Isako East Constituency, Honorable Kingsley Ugabi, a member representing Isako West Constituency 2, Honorable Gani Akohia. Best Orator reporting for Beetv News.
With the festive season approaching, the prices of chickens in Benin City have shown noticeable increase, as standard layers is selling for around 9,000 naira per bed, while broilers are sold around 20,000 naira per bed. Beetv News Zainab Mohammed reports that poultry sellers are preparing for higher demand during the festive season celebrations, with feed cost and care for the birds contributing to the overall pricing. The report.
The price of chicken continues to be in high demand during festive seasons, as many families include chicken in the special meals prepared for celebrations. Vendors explain that prices are expected to rise further due to increased demand. Emmanuel, a chicken seller, noted that as the festive season approaches, prices might still increase because more people are saving to purchase chicken at that time.
Broiler is 20,000 per one. It might still increase due to demand. No, as if the demand is higher, there will be more patronage. The price might still increase.
Another seller testimony added that the cost of feeds such as ground mash, layer mash, and other supplements significantly affects the cost of purchasing chicken. He also explained that proper care, including glucose and other medications for chicks, is necessary to maintain their health and ensure supply. He also noted that without proper feeding and care, some chickens may not survive the transport and sales process, which could affect availability and pricing during the festive period.
Number one, feed don't go up.
Okay.
Feed don't go up well. Before now, layer mash feed now 12,500. Some you feel 11. Only that feed alone, not boy. Where the chicks, all those one are some before they go come for transport, they don't bear. They hard, so not be really our fault. The waiting farm give us now will carry. Farm not create all this food now. We not see us want to feed them or give them food. They not feel it. Without all this food now, they not feel it at all. This.
Despite the challenges, vendors remain optimistic that the festive season will drive higher sales, and shoppers are advised to expect slight price increase as demand rises. Traders have also stocked up in advance to meet the expected increase in demand this festive season, ensuring that poultry remains readily available for buyers across Benin City. Zainab Mohammed reporting for Beetv News.
The Adel State Park and Gardens Agency, in partnership with Horticulturist Landscaping, has flagged off a tree planting project along Limit Road and Ugbo Road in GRA, Benin City. This initiative is aimed at promoting environmental sustainability and to enhance the city beautification. The report is presented by Beetv News senior reporter Best Orator.
And Garden Agency. He praised the initiative, stating that the collaboration will greatly enhance the beautification of the state and contribute to creating a healthier and more pleasant environment for residents. Honorable Godao also commended the efforts of Edo State Governor Senator Monday Okpebholo for supporting and making the project a success.
Is to make our environment better and healthier. And like we all know that the China agenda of His Excellency Senator Monday Okpebholo, our boss, is to make sure Edo State is aesthetically beautiful and to ensure that we're able to create an environment in such a way that the people or the citizens have a better life. And that's primarily the reason for all this. I'm also want to appreciate the Institute of Horticulturists, Edo State, for collaborating with Edo State Parks and Garden to help us beautify Limit Road from Sapler Road down to Ugbo Road.
Sir Iyamo also participated in the tree planting exercise along Limit Road and Ugbo, GRA, Benin City. He expressed joy over the initiative, stating that the planting of trees will not only enhance the aesthetic appeal of the area, but also align with the vision of Edo State Governor Senator Monday Okpebholo for a greener, cleaner, and more beautiful state. Sir Iyamo further assured that the organization will continue to support environmental development across the state.
We have long been dreaming that they'll have this kind of effort. But today we are happy that it has come to pass. With the assurance that the agency has granted to us that this effort will continue. So I'm so happy about it, and to have the GM here in person to come and help to supervise it, to come and flag it off. So I'm so happy about it.
Other officials who joined in the flag off of tree planting exercise were Mrs. Omoegbe and the Director of Parks and Garden, Mr. Mustafa Jaji, who both actively participated in the planting exercise. The Edo State Parks and Gardens Agency is a government body established to beautify Edo State through urban greening, park development, and environmental maintenance, aiming for a cleaner, greener, and a more aesthetically pleasing environment under the initiative of the Project Shine agenda of Governor Monday Okpebholo. Best Orator reporting for BTV News.
Continuous practice by some commercial bus drivers in Benin City of driving with their doors wide open has become a growing concern for residents, who describe the act as dangerous and unacceptable. BTV News Favor Kolawole, who monitored the situation, reports that drivers often keep their doors open while in motion, a situation residents say has led to unavoidable injuries and in some cases, casualties. The report.
The unsafe practice all bus drivers leaving their doors open, which is now increasingly common in major roads across the city, is said to be posing serious risks to passengers, especially those seated close to the door, as well as other road users. Observation shows that the drivers often keep their doors open while in motion, allegedly to allow easy access for intending passengers, a situation residents say has led to avoidable injuries and in some cases casualties. Residents who spoke with BTV News frowned at the trend, noting that it endangers the life of passengers and reflects a growing disregard for basic road safety rules. According to them, sudden braking, sharp turns or loss of balance could easily throw passengers off moving vehicles.
Motorway come your front and still break one before you know, like serious, you need to break good like that.
Touching will put passengers' life at risk, and anything can happen, somebody can fall off the vehicle.
They also expressed concern that the practice continues unchecked, calling on relevant traffic and transport authorities to intensify monitoring and enforce safety regulations and hold erring drivers accountable to prevent further loss of lives.
There are laws concerning everything, driving everything. So I just think that the government should, tell the people in charge of transport, in as much as they are collecting money from them, to ensure that they will close their doors while the car is on motion. And if they don't do it, there will be a fine.
Residents maintain that ensuring passengers' safety should be a priority, stressing that commercial drivers must be made to understand that keeping vehicles' doors closed while in motion is a basic and non-negotiable safety measures.
The Coordinating Minister of Health and Social Welfare, Professor Mohammed Pate, says President Bola Tinubu's commitment to keeping Nigeria polio-free is backed by ongoing federal, state, and local government collaboration to strengthen the primary healthcare system. Pate said the government is retraining health workers and upgrading primary health infrastructure nationwide, noting that mass immunization efforts have resulted in more than 50 million children being vaccinated against yellow fever, measles, and HPV in the last 2 years. He added that the adoption of new vaccine delivery technologies in accelerating the country's capacity to protect its population.
Tens of billions of dollars invested, hundreds of thousands of dedicated health workers working across multiple countries. We have achieved a feat that has to be completed. I think in these times of uncertainty, when hope is shaken in terms of the state of the world, I would argue that the story of polio eradication gives us an important reason to renew our hope. For us in Nigeria, this is something that we've gone through and we're still at it. I remember when I was a young boy, I had friends who could not go to school. I had young men who could not play soccer because they were afflicted by polio virus. And today, Nigeria had been certified wild polio virus free.
The name of the game here is that if a country is healthy, then it can educate its kids and have economic growth and become self-sufficient. So many recipients like India, Indonesia, Vietnam, took Gavi money and other primary healthcare work and now are completely self-sufficient. And although we have a long ways to go to get every country to that point, our aspiration over the next 20 years is that we get every country to have healthy kids, kids who thrive, and that they're completely self-sufficient.
President Bola Tinubu has called for stronger accountability across Nigeria's public service, stressing that meaningful progress can only be achieved through strict adherence to rules and measurable performance. He made the statement at the State House in Abuja during the Nigeria Excellence Award in Public Service, where outstanding federal and state institutions were recognized for exceptional performance. The report.
The event celebrated excellence, but President Bola Tinubu took the opportunity to emphasize that public service must be guided by discipline, accountability and results. Represented by the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, George Akume, he noted that weak sanctions and inadequate oversight continue to erode public trust.
Public service is a public trust where officers and even employees must be accountable to the people whom they should serve at all times. Utmost responsibility, integrity, loyalty, and efficiency. They are expected to act with patriotism and think out of the box in order to solve the many problems facing the people they lead.
One of the evening's top honors went to NDDC Managing Director Dr. Samuel Ogbuku, who received the award for excellence in infrastructure delivery and sustainable regional development. His leadership has earned widespread praise from industry stakeholders and President Bola Tinubu alike.
This is to say we should do more. We are not going to lie on our oars because maybe we have awards. It is to say we should do more. And we are going to do better. Because it's the reason why we're going to do better is that Mr. President has decided to focus his attention on the Niger Delta to ensure that the Niger Delta is revolutionized with development. And that is what is giving us the drive and the push. So for the fact that Mr. President does not rest, we will not also rest. And we know he's not going to rest because he wants to be the champion of the Niger Delta, which he has communicated to us. So with the mandate that he has given to us under the renewed hope agenda, we will definitely do better.
The Nigerian Excellence Award in Public Service is an award that recognizes the awards of innovation, purposeful leadership, and other exceptional deserving individuals that have contributed immensely to the growth and development of the public service and the country at large.
Needs stand as a reminder that leadership rooted in purpose deserves to be celebrated.
With the president reiterating the need for stricter monitoring and discipline, the government emphasized that awards like these serve not only as performance scorecard, but also as a lasting challenge for public officers to maintain excellence beyond the celebrations. Evelyn Isibili reporting for BTV News.
In Cameroon's far north region, thousands of Nigerian refugees who have spent over a decade in displacement received renewed hope as Borno State Governor Babagana Umaru Zulum visited the farmlands provided to them by the Cameroonian government. His visit came with renewed commitments designed to support their stability, boost their resilience, and facilitate their eventual return home. The report.
In the Minawao refugee settlement in Cameroon far north region, Nigerian refugees, many from Gwoza and Bama, continue to rebuild their lives more than a decade after fleeing the Boko Haram insurgency. Families who have relied heavily on humanitarian aid now depend on farmlands allocated to them by the Cameroonian government. During a visit to the farms, some refugees said they had lost everything when they fled, but described the land as the one resource that has helped them survive. Moved by their efforts to keep farming with limited means, Borno State Governor Babagana Umaru Zulum pledged to drill boreholes across the farmlands to improve irrigation and support food production.
It's part of our corporate social responsibility scheme. I believe even after their return, the community will remember that federal government of Nigeria and indeed the government of Borno State have supported them. Those that are willing to return and those that will remain behind will be supported so that they will sustain their livelihood. We have a very good relationship because people of Cameroon and people of Nigeria, we have the same culture, same religion, same tradition.
Beyond offering humanitarian assistance, Zulum assured the refugees that his government remains committed to securing their safe, voluntarily and dignified return to Nigeria. Lawmakers representing Gwoza at both the state and national levels supported his position, stressing that the welfare and future of the displaced population remain a shared priority.
I'm sure that the federal government is doing something and it will do something in order to bring back our people, resettle our people that are particularly outside the countries.
For the refugees in Minawao, the visit was more than symbolic. It served as a reminder that even after a decade in exile, they have not been forgotten and their path toward normalcy is still being supported. Evelyn Isibili reporting for BTV News.
The Senior Staff Association of Nigerian Universities, SANU, has announced that it will begin a full-scale industrial strike in January 2026 if the government does not meet its demands by December 31st. The decision was a key outcome of the association's 53rd National Executive Council meeting. The report. Weeks have passed since SANU's 4-month ultimatum to the federal government expired. The association expressed frustration that no tangible resolution has been reached, despite being invited to a meeting alongside other university-based unions.
We were asked to submit our demands, which we did barely 48 hours later. And this is about the 4th week again since we submitted. Nothing has been done. And this is frustrating because it is no longer news that government had offered our colleagues a certain percentage of wage increase, and all the other 3 unions have not been given any offer.
SANU is also urging the government to tackle the worsening security situation in educational institutions across the country.
People must feed. People must survive. The system is getting overstretched. No electricity in most of our universities. Workers find it difficult to commute from their homes to their places of work. The security is not guaranteed because we are porous, we are exposed.
Other concerns raised by SANU include the alleged marginalization of non-academic staff in funding, renegotiations, and overall government engagement. The association also criticized the government for persistent underfunding, deteriorating university infrastructure, economic hardships, and the rising cost of living.
We have set a deadline between now and the end of 2025 that if federal government refuses to invite us and conclude discussions on this 2009 agreement as it affects SANU, we will shut down the system. We are not ready to go back to universities in 2026 without any tangible offer given to us so that we can also survive like human beings.
The association reiterated its dedication to working with the government to restore public institutions, enhance governance, promote accountability, and modernize public services. Temitope Oluwafemi reporting for BTV News.
The Nigerian military is enhancing its joint structure and operational framework to stay ahead of emerging security threats across the country. The Chief of Defense Staff announced this at the opening of the Nigeria Security Exhibition and Conference in Abuja. The report.
Officers and security professionals gathered at the National Defense College for a security conference focused on future warfare, operational endurance, and force-building capabilities. The aim is to develop strategies and adopt new technologies to stay ahead of emerging security threats.
We recall and we see that the threats today is evolving, moving from the conventional threat that we used to know to other areas that are equally challenging to national security. Cyber warfare is increasing and threat from multinational and other transnational adversaries. And so the Nigerian Armed Forces, under the leadership of the Chief of Defense Staff, is beginning to look at how we also transform to counter these threats. And one of the best ways to go is a joint approach. You recall in the presentation we talked about a unified approach, we talk about an integrated approach. And this is evidenced by a lot of other things, like today the warfare were kind of, the threats were, kind of meeting today is a joint threat in the theater.
Beyond tactics, equipment for addressing security threats is also on display. The initiative aims to promote the use of indigenous technologies while reducing reliance on foreign equipment for military operations.
These are technologies that can actually enhance and empower our defense forces to respond to this asymmetric warfare, because we are faced with asymmetric warfare. The dimensions of these warfares actually require new technologies. So that is what we are putting to the public domain that can now encourage the armed forces or the other security agencies to actually look deep into their arsenals and see what needs to be changed.
The federal government, through the Defense Industries Corporation, is ramping up indigenous production of equipment needed by security agencies to address evolving security challenges. Temitope Oluwafemi reporting for BTV.
Operatives of the Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps, alongside the Civilian Joint Task Force in Kogi State, have arrested 4 suspects for allegedly trafficking 21 children from Kano to the southwest region of the country. The suspects were intercepted in a truck along Isalu Makutu Road in Yagba East Local Government area, carrying children mostly between the ages of 6 and 11. The driver and 3 other adults on board could not provide clear information about the children's identities. According to NCDC spokesperson NSA Abdullah Aliyu, the children will be handed over to the Kogi State Ministry of Women Affairs for profiling, medical checks, and tracing to identify their families. The Kaduna State government is strengthening collaboration with the Kuwait Fund for Arab Economic Development to expand development support and review progress under the Reaching Out to School Children program. Governor Sani led the state delegation to a meeting with the fund's Director General Walid Al-Bahar in Kuwait City. Mr. Al-Bahar praised Kaduna as the first Nigerian state to benefit from the fund and commended Governor Sani's transparent, reforming-focused leadership. The governor highlighted achievements under the program, including mapping 70,000 out of children, enrolling over 13,700 learners, and training 1,300 teachers. Additionally, 170 schools are being rehabilitated, 102 new schools are under construction, and the state is prepared to scale up once the next phase of funding is released. And now to the world of business. The Central Bank of Nigeria has announced plans to significantly increase agricultural lending beyond the current level of less than 5% of total bank credits. Governor Oluyemi Kadoso said the sector, which contributes more than 1/5 of the national GDP and employs a majority of Nigerians, continues to receive inadequate financial support. The report.
The directive formed part of 4 Treasury cellulars issued by the Office of the Accountant General of the Federation and obtained by newsmen on Monday. In the document, the Accountant General, Shamsildon Ogunjimi, said all the payments to the federal government must now be made electronically and routed through channels approved by the Treasury. All payments to government must be made through electronic channels approved by the Office of the Accountant General of the Federation and integrated into the appropriate Treasury single account, the cellular read, warning that the continued acceptance of physical cash was prohibited. As the 2025 licensing round gets underway, the federal government has reduced the signature bonus from $10 million to $3 million and $7 million. The Nigerian Upstream Petroleum Regulatory Commission disclosed this in an update on its website. According to the commission, this was part of the government's effort to reduce entry barriers. Interested in one of the oil blocks listed for the 2025 licensing round, the Nigerian government has graciously reduced the signature bonus to between $3 million and $7 million. Government restores 450 megawatts to grid after power fleet revamp. The federal government, through the Niger Delta Power Holding Company, has restored 450 megawatts of generation capacity to the national grid following the completion of scheduled maintenance works on the Jerego National Integrated Power Project plant in Kogi State. The 4-week extended minor inspection conducted by Siemens Energy was executed to improve the facility's reliability and operational efficiency. The intervention also extended the plant's equivalent operating hours, strengthening one of the country's most strategic generation assets. The development was disclosed in a statement on Monday by the head of corporate communications and external relations at NDPHC, Emmanuel Ojo. Temitope Oluwafemi reporting for Beetv News.
Representative Jasmine Crockett of Texas, one of the most outspoken Democrats in Congress and a frequent target of Republican attacks, formally launched her campaign for the U.S. Senate on Monday. Entering the race on the final day of candidate qualifying, her last-minute entry immediately reshaped the political landscape of high-stakes contests in Republican-dominated states. The report.
Crockett, an Anthony and former civil rights defender before election to Congress, has built a national profile for aggressive style and willingness to confront GOP lawmakers. Our willingness to enter the race after the withdrawal of former Rep. Colin Arreld signaled the Democratic leadership now sees an opening, however, narrow in a state where their party has not won statewide office in decades. Our launch included a video compilation of Trump's past insults aimed at her, which she used to frame herself as uniquely prepared to challenge both him and the Republican establishment. Crockett, who represents a majority-minority district, emphasized her doubts about her viability stemmed from perceptions tied to her race, gender, and the state's political thoughts. She urged supporters to ignore those who claim Texas is unwinnable for Democrats. Crockett outlined a platform centered on rising costs, healthcare access, and the failure she attributed to Texas Republicans on issues like education and public safety. She has said that internal data shows she is capable of performing strongly in both the Democratic primary and the general election. Our strategy is expected to focus on energizing Black, Latino, young, and urban voters' demographics that have helped Democrats make gains in other southern states. Though Texas remains heavily Republican, Crockett and her supporters argue that shifting demographics and dissatisfaction with GOP leadership provide an opportunity for an upset. Crockett's main competitor in the Democratic primary is expected to be State Representative James Talarico, a progressive figure popular among young voters. The contest may become a defining battle over how the party positions itself in a state that has resisted Democratic attempts at statewide resurgence for more than 2 decades. The Democratic primary is scheduled for March 3rd. Crockett's entry raises the visibility of the race and could draw national attention and resources, especially as Democrats seek paths to regain control of the U.S. Senate. The Texas Senate race is now considered more competitive than earlier in the cycle. While still an uphill climb. Crockett's candidacy had unpredictability and may force Republicans into a more defensive posture if a campaign gains traction. Democrat strategy says even a close race would encourage greater long-term investment in Texas, a state where rapidly growing urban and suburban population. For Crockett, the campaign will test whether a confrontation style and a willingness to take on Trump directly can translate into statewide appeal in one of the nation's most closely watched political battlegrounds. Soher or Semeki reporting for Beetv News.
And now to the entertainment world. Grammy-winning Nigerian singer Temilade Okpeniyi, popularly known as Tems, has disclosed the major red flags that would disqualify a potential romantic partner, citing a lack of friendliness and curiosity. The report. The Super Eagles are stepping up preparations for the 2025 African Cup of Nations in Morocco as head coach Eric Chili prepares to cut his 54-man provisional squad down to 28 players ahead of the December 21 kickoff. Nigeria's build-up has been affected by the injury withdrawal of defender Benjamin Frederick and the international retirement of captain William Truss Ekong, leaving Chile with key gaps to fill. CFA rules allow squads of 24 to 28 players, intensifying competition among those pushing for a place. Ola Anina is expected to return despite being sidelined for over 100 days with a hamstring injury suffered in September. Chile's decision to include him in the provisional squad reflects confidence in his recovery. Paul Onachu is also back in contention after rediscovering his scoring form in Turkey, where he leads Nigeria's players in Europe's top leagues with 11 goals this season. His strong performances position him as a likely attacking option for the Eagles. Many thanks for staying with us on Beetv Major News at 6. My name is Tebitokwe Oluwafemi. Do have a lovely night. Good night.